my name is Clady and today let's do a 10-step skincare routine inspired by Korean beauty. Okay, I recently bumped into this article by Bazaar, which is, I assume, a fashions and beauty magazine. So, an expert guide to your 10-step Korean skincare routine. From gentle oil cleansers to soothing sheet masks, here's everything worth applying. Boy oh boy, did it just come back and haunt me? I feel like the beginning of my makeup and skincare routine was heavily inspired by Korean beauty, like rather than the makeup and beauty from the US or the UK, like countries from the West, because apparently I grew up in Vietnam and I think Vietnamese aesthetics is heavily influenced by K-pop and C-pop, you know, that kind of like popular culture, for the obvious reasons that we are all Asian, and in a way it's admirable to look like the best version of Asian that you can be, and I think that's valid. But slowly, like, my makeup taste and my preferences, also now that I moved to Australia, like my access to K-beauty is not the same anymore. Like, it's quite limited in a sense. Compared to the time that I was still in Vietnam, I could easily get a bunch of Korean skincare and makeup. But the idea of a 10-step Korean skincare routine is quite ridiculously fascinating to me, because at some point I am certain that I tried so hard to emulate it, and I couldn't keep up with that. I couldn't keep doing the same lengthy routine for an extended period of time. I think in this article, like, it's mentioned that in reality it's a menu of tools you can pick and choose based on your skin type, seasons, and your skin's needs. One of the biggest misconceptions is that the 10-step routine literally has to be 10 steps every morning and every evening. Like, I feel like I can relate a lot to that sentiment. So this is just a guide, but I don't want to put my mind back to the time that we all have to agree that it's quite atrocious, which is the COVID time. That skincare was really huge, and now that you had all the time to stay at home, clearly the focus had shifted towards doing a more elaborated, a more curated skincare routine. And I think that 10-step elaborated Korean skincare routine is an epitome for what came and what happened during that time. And yeah, thanks to that phenomenon, Korean skincare and beauty has become more popular, and I think that's a good thing. Now more people know about beauty and, you know, like solid products from the east side of the world. I think there's something worth looking at it, but I think we have gone past that time when we do an extravagant skincare routine. And I don't know why this article just like popped up on my feed, and to be honest, I was like, that's so nostalgic, because 18 years old me did try really hard to fulfill that 10-step routine, but clearly I failed. Now I know that the secret to an efficient skincare routine is that the simpler the better. But today is an interesting day. I clearly needed to film something, and somehow my mind was fixated to this article. Somehow I really want to make a skincare video. So I think it's a chance for me to explore this idea again, but I want to do a practical comparison. I have some steps that I have incorporated into my skincare routine that I feel like very effective for my oily, acne-prone skin that is clearly missing from this suggested 10-step skincare routine. And like I said, this is just a guide. It's not strictly one and done, the silver bullet for that skincare routine that you aspire. So these are just a step that is quite foundations. If you want to build your skincare routine later on, you can use this as a guideline, and that's fine with me. But I want to do a little bit of an analysis to what is recommended and what is really effective for me. What is the difference between the idolized 10-step Korean skincare routine versus my day-to-day solid skincare routine for someone who has an unusual working schedule? I do a 6 roster, so I work 8 days on site and I take 6 days off after that. So there's a huge difference between the days that I'm on site and the days that I'm at home. So let's start with step 1, oil cleanser. The double cleanse begins here. Oil-based cleansers are designed to break down sunscreen, long-wear makeup, and sebum that water-based formulas can't touch. Oil breaks down oil. That's the simple science behind why an oil cleanser is so effective. The emulsifying texture binds to impurities and rinses away clean, leaving skin soft but never stripped. So in the past, I have tried a few cleansing oils. I don't have any with me at the moment, but I'd assume that this is an oil-based cleanser as well, makeup remover. This is the INKEY Oud Cleansing Balm. Helps remove makeup and cleanse sensitive skin. Just a note that is worth mentioning about the article is that they didn't classify the skincare routine whether it's for nighttime or for daytime. I've assumed that these are more generic, like it's not specifically night nor day skincare routines, because it started off with a makeup remover, an oil cleanser, and ends with a sunscreen. So I think you will have to like add or subtract some steps to curate your own nighttime and or daytime routine if you want to, and if you happen to look for this article specifically. So let's say this is a nighttime, end of day skincare routine. I am all about double cleanse. I think it's very effective. It breaks down the makeup at first and then it rinses away the impurities and everything underneath. I think it's a good way to go. I am just not a huge fan of cleansing balm. This is the first cleansing balm that I tried, and in a way I prefer cleansing oil. Somehow I feel like cleansing balm is very heavy and it stays on the skin. Like, I know that you're supposed to go after another water-based cleanser I'm gonna mention is the step 2 here. but I just don't like the feeling that it's so heavy and so oily, like it's so greasy on your skin after that. Although it's effective, it is a makeup remover, that's how it works, but it's just so thick and greasy. It's like you have just lathered Vaseline on your face and you have to go immediately after with another cleanser, you know, like in that between zone. Like I want to feel a moment of comfort, and that's not the experience that I get with the cleansing balm. So my top choice would be, this is maybe controversial, maybe this is very outdated, people don't care about micellar water anymore, but to me this Garnier Skin Active Micellar Gentle Peeling Water, this is just one in a bunch of choices that you can get from Garnier when it comes to micellar makeup remover. I think this is really good. This is effective and affordable, very lightweight. The only tricky thing is that you have to use it with some sort of a compact. You can use the disposable one or the reusable one. It's a little bit clunky during that process, that you need a pad to use a micellar water like this. But convenience wise, I think this is far more superior than cleansing oil or cleansing balm. So this is still my top choice when it comes to makeup remover. It's not oil based, so you can argue that, oh, I want to start with an oil based cleanser so that it already effectively remove the makeup. So if you find a particular cleansing balm or cleansing oil that is comfortable enough for you to use, and you think that is the most effective way to start your nighttime skincare routine or your double cleanse process, I think it's great. It's up to you. But to me, I feel like I have to rely on a liquidy micellar water to remove my makeup and sunscreen. Okay, second step, like I said, water-based cleanser. Once oil loosens the grime, a water-based cleanser ensures everything is swept away. This step removes sweat, dirt, and environmental buildup while rebalancing the skin pH. The double cleanse is a fundamental step in Korean skincare because it reflects a deep respect for clean, well-prepped skin. I'm not sure if this cleanser is water-based, but this is the one that I'm using currently, and I've just washed my face with it just then. This is the Roche Posay Micro Peeling Purifying Gel for persistent imperfections. It has 2% salicylic acid and LHA. Tested on oily, acne-prone skin. This is such an ideal cleanser to me. I feel like it helps so much with my large pores and build up sebum. My skin is very oily, and towards the end of the day, like I can definitely feel like these, I don't know, like the bumpy texture on your nose, and I have like textured skin around my nose and my mouth as well. By the end of the day, I feel like everything around this area is so clogged up and so congested. But when I use this cleanser, it feels like everything is smoothed out. It exfoliates a little bit, and I like that about it. Not for everyone though, because if you are quite sensitive, like using a micro exfoliator in the form of a cleanser like this could be, I can imagine, quite irritant. and I don't recommend it if you have like dry skin or sensitive skin, or I'm not a dermatologist, maybe don't use this cleanser every single day, but this is what I do and I find it so helpful. It's so lightweight and it's not grimy, it's not thick, it's definitely water-based. Like now that I think about it and I say it out loud, it's so lightweight and it washes away with water so easily, and my skin after that, not hydrated. I have to admit that it feels quite dry, but that's what I like. That's the feeling of someone who has oily skin would want after you cleanse everything out of your face, like all of the dirt, all of the built up sweat, and yeah, environmental imperfections stay on your skin for the whole day long. Now is fully removed and it's such a refreshing feeling. So yeah, this is the one that I use right now. Step 3, exfoliator. Instead of aggressive scrubs or high strength acids, Korean exfoliators rely on enzymes, PHAs, and low concentration acids to gently encourage skin renewal. K-beauty exfoliators tend to use gentler ingredients like fruit enzymes and low concentrations of AHA, BHA, and PHA. These are excellent for sensitive skin and those new to exfoliation, as they minimize the risk of irritations. I try my best to gather up Korean skincare products with me for these 10 steps, but I have to admit, like sometimes I thought that my skincare is quite Korean beauty focused. Like I do think that my skin loves Korean skincare, and that's why like every time I want to try a new product or I want to restock a step in my skincare routine, I make a mental note in mind to search for a new Korean skincare product. But I don't have Korean skincare as much as I thought I did, so I'm trying to make do with what my skincare routine actually is. This is my current, and I have been using this exfoliator for years. It's the Paula choice, the very famous Skin Perfecting 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. All skin types, unclogs and shrinks enlarge pores, smooths and even skin tone, lightweight liquid absorbs quickly. This product is clearly not low concentration acid or gentle exfoliator like it is said in the article, but I think it's up to you. Like if you feel like your skin is sensitive, there are so many beautiful Korean products that you can reach for so that it exfoliates your skin in a non-irritant way. I feel like this kind of concentrations is quite good for my oily skin, and I don't have sensitive skin, so it's a stretch for me to say that I need a more gentle exfoliant. Maybe I should think about that. And slowly with this kind of step, I don't feel the need as much as I used to, because now I have this cleanser with me. It's a micro peeling, slightly exfoliating cleanser that I already use every single day, so I feel like my skin already got that basis covered. I don't need to go in with a particular high concentration skin exfoliant like this. So it's kind of, whenever you can simplify it, maybe you should. And I think it's smart to have this kind of step because it works a both cleanser and exfoliator to me, and I don't find it's irritating at all. I don't find it dries my skin out. I feel pretty good about the result. So slowly I'm phasing out using that Paula Choice exfoliator, and it's fine. Like after I use up that bottle, I don't think that I will repurchase that one again because it's quite expensive. It's definitely a very effective exfoliator because I think my skin got that smoothing defect every time I use it, and then the day after I feel like, oh, the skin looks so smooth, and definitely reduces my enlarged pores. But the con that I could think about this product is that it leaves a greasy feeling, a little bit, just a tiny bit of that like oily, slick film on my face that I don't quite like. So normally I would use my exfoliator during the night time, because in the morning, if it's too early, I can rinse it out. But if I use it during the day when I am getting ready to go outside, ooh, it'd be a bit too greasy and I don't know how to deal with it. And I do not wash my face in the morning, if that's strange. So I wash my face after the day. So that's my nighttime skincare routine. I have a little bit of moisturizer on and I go to bed. In the morning, I just gently rinse the residual product with water, and I don't know, it's been working for me, so I have no complaint over that. And now that I have adult responsibilities, I don't have the time to do a full skincare routine before bed and in the morning when I'm already rushed to get out and do work, to run some errands. So that's just my preference right now, to skip cleansing my face in the morning. But I know a lot of people still do that. They still want to deep cleanse their skin in the morning because of the product that's still on their face. So I'm not really fussed about it anymore. Okay, toner. Toner ensures everything that comes next really penetrates. Unlike the alcohol heavy astringent toners many of us grew up with, I think they are talking about the Thatcher Witch Hazel toner. Let me check it out because I've gone through multiple bottles of it. Is it Thatcher? Okay, it's Thayer's, not Thatcher. Thayer's facial toner with witch hazel aloe vera formula. Okay, let's do it again. Unlike the alcohol heavy astringent toners many of us grew up with, Korean toners are all about replenishment. Okay, I think they were talking about the Thayer's facial toner, the one with like witch hazel extract in it. I've gone to a few bottles of those. I don't find it too harsh, actually. Like, speaking from the standpoint of someone who doesn't have sensitive skin, or I don't think that one is harsh, or you need a specific Korean toner to replenish your skin, to hydrate, rebalance pH, to repair your skin, to absorb the treatments that follow. I don't know, guys. Like, the idea of preparing your skin for other step to penetrate your skin is a weak argument. I don't say it's a false argument, but if you have an efficient enough serum or moisturizer later on in your routine, well, then you don't really need toner or essence or any priming skincare step at all. I think that's a valid reason for me to forgetting or skipping toner every time. But today is the video all about experience, the 10-step skincare routine. Even though I don't believe in it, I have a tub of toner pads. So this is from the brand JAYJUN Okra Phytomucin Calming Toner Pad. Start your day with the energy of vegetable mucin. It's gonna be okra shaped pad, soothing, hydrating. I will have to show you. Is the cutest toner pads ever, because it is shaped like a slide of okra. So I'm gonna use 2 of them. I'm gonna leave them on for about 10 to 15 minutes. This is already a very long routine, like so long. So I'm probably gonna skip through this step because it's not much to tell you about just leaving them on for 15 minutes. Yeah, and we'll see what happens after that. Alright, about 15 minutes have passed and I think we are good to remove this. But before we throw away the pads, I usually run it across my face like this, kind of like the way that you use a cotton pad to clean a little bit, also to let whatever skincare ingredients left on the pad to absorb onto the skin. Just because I'm cheap and I don't want to waste whatever's left on the pads. I have to admit I don't see like a direct and apparent result after I use these calming toner pads, because I maybe don't use it often enough, and every time I use it I feel like it adds a little bit of moisture, my skin feel a little bit more hydrated. I don't really see any redness reductions, especially around my nose, when maybe because I don't apply, and there's clearly no way to apply a pad that shape around this area under my nose, so it cannot win in this case, but it feels quite nice, it's hydrated, and yeah, I'm not mad. Like every time I have time like this, I want to treat myself with a full extended, very relaxing skincare routine. I will remember to reach for this one because it does feel quite nice. Oh, what is the next step? Essence. Essence looks like toner, but functions more like a pre-serum. It's a deeply hydrated, encouraging cell turnover and boosting absorption of everything that follows. Essence is between toner and serum, lighter than serum, but more concentrated than a toner. Think about it as a bridge that helps your skin drink what comes next while quietly enhancing your glow from within. It's once again another bridging step. I think toner is already a little bit excessive. Now an essence. I don't have a dedicated essence to my routine, but I do have this product. It's from the brand Hyaluronic Facial Intensive Essence. It's quite liquidy. I think it could be classified as a toner because the texture is quite liquidy. I have gone through quite a bit of this bottle of essence because I think one of my aunts, she lives in Taiwan right now and she gave it to me a while ago, and I have been using it as a hydrating mist, so I transfer a little bit of this product to a spray bottle and use it as a hydrating mist. And I think in that way I could get more use out of this product because I don't think any bridging step is really necessary for my skincare routine. And if I can make it more productive and more efficient by reducing the step without taking away the benefit of the steps itself, well then what is the reason why for me to overcomplicate it? And I think toner and essence is that kind of step to me. I don't think that they are a total waste of money. Like, if you like the feeling of every single day getting to the mindset of doing a 10-step skincare routine, well then those are one of the steps. But to me, there are things that you could do to combine those steps or to skip over without sacrificing the actual result of your skincare routine. That's my opinion. And by that I mean using something like this. This is the Round Lapped 1025 Dokdo Lotion. It's a lightweight moisturizer. That's what I can say. It's a lotion texture, but it's way more hydrating than a toner and an essence combined. I think it's a good starting step, so you don't need to precondition your face at all. I think you could just go in with a lightweight moisturizer like this. The texture is quite thick. It reminds me of like glue, so it's running like this, but it's a kind of a gel like kind of texture. And for a thin core lotions, I think this is quite thick, but it's very nourishing, very nice on the skin, very hydrating, a little bit sticky, but knowing that you're gonna go with a serum or another moisturizer after that, I think that sticky feeling will go away after you apply other product. So I think ideally, to me, I will clean my face with the Roche Posay cleanser, and immediately after that with this lotion. Step number 6, serum. If an essence sets the stage for your routine, consider serums as the main act. I agree with that. They deliver concentrated actives to address specific skin concerns like donors, fine lines, or acne. K-beauty serums stand out for multitasking heroes such as Phytomucin, Centella Asiatica. I think that's the name of a plant that is popularly used as skincare ingredient. Ginseng, often paired with modern favorites like vitamin C. The key to layering active serum is intentionality over intensity. The two that are recommended here are hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. I do not layer my serum, but niacinamide is one of my skin favorites. So I do use Niacinamide serum every single day because that's the main active ingredient in my skincare routine. The one I'm currently using is Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. Very glowy. It's a bi-phase product, so you just saw me shaking the bottle, mixing the oil and the water phases together. It's very glowy and you can feel a little bit of that oily tackiness on your skin, but I think it's a hero product to me the last winter because my skin was so dehydrated from just the weather itself, and it's very strange to go through a phase when you know that you have oily skin, but then you have to deal with the dehydrated tight skin every single morning. You have to lather more moisturizer as the day goes by. It felt quite weird, but every time I apply the serum as a primer or as an actual skincare product, I feel like my skin feel much more comfortable. That's what I say. I'm not gonna apply this product today, but if I feel extra dry on some days, like I said, it's spring, we have just gone through the winter in Australia, and if I need like the extra moisturizations for the day, I would use this product, the Ordinary 100% Plant-Derived Hemi-Squalane. So it's oil and I need that. This is weird. It feels like a dry oil, you know what I mean? So it's not sticky. Like when it runs over your skin, you feel like it's dry, and yeah, it's like a weird dry film running across your skin, but it's definitely leaves an oily feeling. It's weird. Maybe it's quite particular to Hemi-Squalane oil with that kind of dry oil texture, but it locks in the moisture. I think the main benefit that I can observe is that it's not hydrating, but it keeps your skin hydrated underneath without anything adding on top. So quite nice, and I don't think that they mention any oil product later on in this kind of routine, so I'm not sure if this is just a particular step that I discovered really helps my skin during the winter, and maybe it's not that quite popular in Korea. I don't know. Step 7, sheet mask. Sheet mask, maybe Instagram famous, but they provide more than just a fun selfie picture. The occlusive fabric locks inactives, prevents evaporations, allowing ingredients to penetrate more deeply. That said, sheet masks are not meant to replace serum or moisturizer. Instead, they are a supplemental reset when skins feel parched or stressed. A sheet mask acts like an occlusive barrier, sealing in hydrations and allowing active ingredients to penetrate more deeply. I have just run towards my fridge and pull out this sheet mask from the face shop. The scent, the flavor, whatever it is lemon, because this has lemon extract in it. Also grab my milk tea drink. I think I'm gonna apply the sheet mask, gonna leave it on for once again another 15 minutes because boy oh boy do I have time in the world. Sometimes I feel like, how can you do a 10-step skincare routine every day? How? Like, why do you have that kind of time in the world? Okay, let me quickly apply this sheet mask on because sometimes it's tricky just to like open it up and try to place the mask itself to the correct positions. Ooh, and it's dripping. God. This one is very thin though. Okay, it did took me a while to apply the sheet on. What I'm gonna do next is set a timer for maybe 15 minutes and leave it on. And there's still some kind of like essence or serum left in the package. Normally I would rub it with my 2 hands and apply it to my neck, because in a way it's very hydrating and cooling. I specifically left the mask in the fridge for about maybe an hour or so, so it's extra cooling right now, and it's kind of nice to just give your neck a little bit of massage. Yes, and whatever left, you can run it on your arms because don't waste your product. It's quite expensive if you think about it. A sheet mask is like $1 or $2 and you can only use it once. So normally I don't think about using sheet mask at all, although it feels really nice, like a treat myself kind of moment. But it's quite expensive, so normally I would get some masks, some sheet masks like this as gift with purchase, and I would just leave them in the vanity. I don't consider sheet mask as a whole skincare routine, even though it's mentioned in the article that it helps all of the active ingredients to be locked in without going through the process of evaporation. It's supplemental. It's not really essential at all in my opinion. So it's nice to use a sheet mask from time to time, but the overarching theme right here is that this is quite wasteful because it's expensive and you dispose the mask after one use. So if I have to recommend using a mask, maybe getting an overnight mask like in a tub, in a jar, because you get more use out of the product in a jar and you can eventually recycle the packaging. Okay, let's take this off. I do like the feeling after remove a sheet mask, like your skin feel so hydrated, so smooth. You can feel that all the pores has been supported by this kind of like extra layer of hydrations, which feel really nice. But I don't know if I have the time to do it more often than this particular chance when I get to film a video. But I feel like if you want to treat yourself, if you want to do that kind of routine and you feel like your skin is transforming after using these sheet masks, well then good on you. The next one I think is eye cream. The eye area is one of the first to show signs of fatigue and aging. Formulas here are specifically designed to target puffiness, dryness, and fine lines without overwhelming delicate skin. For puffiness, look for ingredients that support circulation and have a calming, decongesting effect like caffeine, green tea extract, and peptide. For fine lines, she recommends hydrating and collagen supporting ingredients like hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and retinol in gentle strengths. I have this eye cream with me once again. I don't really care about eye cream, but I do always have an eye cream with me because someday my skin under my eyes can feel extra dry, and I like to use it to assure that I have enough moisture and hydration under my eyes. So I don't think there is any miraculous benefit of an eye cream. This one from Sephora, Brightening Eye Cream with hyaluronic acid. So it adds some moisture under my eyes, and I think that's it. I rely on my sleep to reduce the puffiness or the fire lines or any sign of fatigue under my eyes. I deep down believe there's nothing more precious than getting enough sleep and getting higher quality of sleep as well. So things like exercising, trying to regulate your mood, trying to reduce your screen time before bed, or a more balanced diet. I think those are the things that could somehow, and this is like from my personal experience, like seeing people around me. I am getting older and people around me also going through the same process, but at certain ages, and this is rough, like I know it because I work 12-hour shifts, and this is kind of one of the safety focuses that we keep reiterate on site, that you have to keep a high level of hydrations, avoiding caffeine, alcohol, and sugar. And I think those are very, very mildly addictive substances. Like, should I say that? I think it's very easy to get into, you know, eating a lot of sugar, drinking a lot of coffee, especially with that long hour shift. But I think as we get older, we will see. I saw that in some of my teammates and colleagues, because they are older and they have been working this kind of roster for a long time, and I can see from the experience that the more you are consistent and persistent to change your lifestyle and change your habits, the more fulfilled and healthier you can get on later in your life, especially when your work-life balance is totally non-negotiable in this kind of working environment. It's not like you can go home after a long day of work and can do your relaxing routine like this. There's nothing like that on site. So it's about containing yourself a little bit and trying not to get your emotions in the way, like emotional eating and scrolling, because you want to numb your pain a little bit when you are away from your friends and families. Yep, that's my rant about healthy habits. Step 9, the second to last one, moisturizer. If toner, essence, and serums are about adding water, moisturizer is about sealing it. Okay, moisturizer is the lead on the job because it locks in hydration and activates from earlier steps. Without it, much of your routine can evaporate before it has a chance to work. Unfortunately, many skip the steps, especially if they're oily or fearful of breaks out. Even the most lightweight routines need a step to seal everything in and support skin barrier. The trick is choosing the right texture, gel creams for oily skin, richer creams for drier types. When applied to damp skin, the right moisturizer ensures your layers stay put and your barrier stays strong. I am a huge fan of moisturizer. That is the most crucial step in my skincare routine. Probably moisturizer and sunscreen. So this is the Korean moisturizer that I have in my routine at the moment, and I quite like it, especially when it comes to like harder months. This is from the brand Skin 1004, Madagascar Centella Soothing Cream, made with pure Centella from Madagascar. So it's a lightweight gel cream, very thin. The texture looks like this, so it's like a jelly type of product, and I feel like it's quite cooling and it's very lightweight. Like it sits so nice on the skin, doesn't feel thick or tacky at all. It feels like it's gonna, you know, absorbs into your skin very quickly, and to the point that I don't feel like my hair has ever stuck on it. It's such a comforting and refreshing feeling when you know that your skincare routine has worked, on top of not being so greasy and tacky that your hair could fly in and just become a gross mess with the rest of your skincare routine. I have pet peeve for that kind of feeling, especially like, you know, like your lip balms and lip gloss, and when your hair just stuck to it. Oh. Anyway, I do really like this moisturizer, but in colder months, I think this kind of texture is not enough. Like I genuinely observe my skin getting too dry, and keep applying this moisturizer did not help at all because it's thin. So maybe during colder months it evaporated way quicker, so I need even a thicker creamy moisturizer to lock in the hydrations, whatever minimal hydrations I had on my skin. So instead I used this moisturizer. This is from the brand Huxley, Secret of Sahara Cream Glow Awakening. This is a thick cream moisturizer. Like it's so thick, it feels more like a balm, but it feels nourishing. This is the level of nourishing that I need during winter, and I cannot believe that I said that, because 3 years ago season did not matter to me at all, because I still lived in Vietnam and we have the wet and dry seasons. It's a tropical country. It's humid and hot regardless of the season that you are in. So to adjust my skincare routine to the conditions of the weather is quite intriguing, and it did cost me a lot of money at first to try out. This is the routine that's better for me in winter, and the other one's better in summer, but I have to accept it because that's something that I cannot change. Sometimes I complain about the weather to my boyfriend as if he could change it, and I was like, I like to complain because I suffer a lot during winter. I get cold so badly, and I am dry in winter. So strange. But on the bright side, you can do so many things to help your skin and to make you feel better during winter and summer. If you exercise and if you have higher muscle mass, is that how you say it? Like if you have more muscle in your body, you would be able to keep yourself warmer more effectively. Well, those are the things that you can actually change about yourself to make your life less sufferable because of the weather conditions. So it's not a yes or no kind of situations, like you can do so much to change it. So I maybe should stop complaining about how cold the winter in Australia is. It's really horrible. Anyway, I knew the last step, which is sunscreen. This is the famous Beauty of Joseon Relief Sunrise and Probiotics with SPF 50 plus. I think you always need to wear sunscreen every time you go outside, especially if you know Australia, the UV index is really high all year round. So you will gain more by protecting yourself every day, and there's no country like Australia, because I feel like people know to apply sunscreen every time they go outside, and the way that Australian people are conscious about even that fact still surprises me all the time. Like my boyfriend, he has a skincare routine of only 2 steps: a face wash and a moisturizer with SPF in it. And every time he goes out for a walk, especially in the morning, he, like, knowing that he's really not into skincare, he remembers to wear that moisturizer with SPF in it. And all of the kids, every time we go to the beach, the way that the parents help them applying sunscreen, I was like, yeah, that's such a good thing. And I do remember in Vietnam only a few years ago, nobody really cared about applying sunscreen, although we have intensive exposure to sunlight every day. Like, it's very hot, and I don't know, maybe we don't have that level of awareness about skin cancer. And maybe like Australia, like I said, really high UV index, because there are more reported cases of skin cancer. Is quite common, which is a sad thing. But you know, like, it takes some bad thing to happen so that people can become more aware, and then there are more solutions for that particular problem. And Australia is quite popular for its sun care products as well. When you go to the drugstore or any department store, or even the supermarket, Woolworths and Coles, you can easily find a wide range of sunscreen. And I think that's quite admirable, and it's a good thing to see. Lastly, these are not mentioned in the 10-step skincare routine. I don't know why, especially lip balm, because maybe you can tell that I have been rubbing a lot of product on my lips, so maybe it's part of the routine itself already. But to keep my lips hydrated, I will apply some lip balm. I might have some K-Beauty lip balm with me, but I'm trying to use up this one. So this is the one that I'm gonna use right now. So this lip balm is from the brand Healthy Care, all natural pawpaw and rosehip and manuka honey lip balm. I think it's quite thick and very nourishing. The last step in my skincare routine is always Lash Serum. I am using this one. This is the only one that I have been using since I started using a serum for my lash. The Ordinary Multi-Peptide Lash and Brow Serum. I have seen some significant result from using this one, and I will continue to use this one until the day I won't see the result anymore. But it helps lengthen my lashes, and I can see that it's grow back thicker, because in the past my lashes were very, very sparse, and they are just like straight like this. And right now it's still straight because I have that Asian genetics in me that keeps my lashes very straight, but it improved a little bit since I used these lashes. Like, I can feel that, I can see that it grows longer and thicker and fluffier, but the downside is that I have to keep using it, because once I stop, they will fall out, and yeah, it's not gonna be long and thick anymore. But for an affordable product like this, I think it's about 24 Australian dollars for a tube like this that could last me a year or so, maybe a little bit less than a year, but I can always get it on sale, so I think it's an investment that's really, really worth it. Anyway, that's everything. That is the entire 10-step skincare routine. My face is so dewy right now. Oh, this might be a bit sticky for my hair to fall down, but it looks so glowy and sticky. I might have to do a little bit of powder, or maybe like use a tissue to take away some of the moisture, because I need to go out to run some errands after this. This is too much. I have to say, this is too much. And I have briefly told you about the actual skincare routine that I am currently follow, and it's way more minimal than this 10-step skincare routine. This is not the thing that I could humanly possibly doing every single day, but it's fun, it's relaxing when you have an extra day like this, when you don't really have to rush to go out to do anything. You can just stay at home, chill a little bit, relax a little bit. Maybe you can treat yourself with a home spa day like this, and you will feel nourishing, you will feel supple for the rest of your day, because of all of the moisture and goo and essence and serums that you put on your skin. But this might be a little bit too much on a day that you need to go to work, or you need to go out for some outdoor activities. Anyway, I think my skin looks good. My skin looks definitely healthy. And don't get me wrong, like aesthetically, I do like this for my skin, because I know that my skin feels extra hydrated right now. But it can be simplified. So why would I have to go into all of this hassle to do a 10-step Korean skincare routine? You know what I mean? Actually, I forgot to use a spot treatment. I always use the Body Shop tea tree oil if I have like a pimple like this. I'm not sure if anyone is still using tea tree oil, but it's always very, very helpful to me if I have like a swollen pimple like this on my cheek. And I'm surprised that there's no mention of a spot acne treatment in that 10-step skincare routine, because normally you would imagine that they would have some sort of like acne patch or pimple patch. It's quite popular in Asian and K-beauty routine, or because they assume that all of the people who need a 10-step skincare routine already have perfect skin. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to say that I do want this for my skin. Like, my skin looks really, really hydrated and healthy, but I don't want the hassle, so I will stick with my simpler 4 to 5 step skincare routine. Get me through the day. My skin still feels hydrated enough and still healthy, in my opinion. Once again, I'm Cloudy, and hopefully see each other again. Bye.